Let's take a look how we add a new article to the site. Start off with either Content, Article Manager, Add New Article, or you can click on the quick icon here, Add New Article. This will take us into the content entry page. And there's a lot of options and a lot of tabs and selections that you could make, but you'll find you get a pretty quick pattern set up where it's a pretty straightforward process and there's not so many of the different parameters that you actually need to bother setting. So to get started, first thing, let's add a title. Next thing we need to do is select a category. Again, on the test site here, we've got quite a complex setup of categories. In most examples, we'll have a simple system of just a one-tiered category organisation, and your selection for the category will really depend on what you intend for that content, where you want it to show. We tend to use the category site content for the site pages, and then a separate category for the blog, and it's not often that we need to go much beyond that. So in this situation, we want to come down and pick the blog category. We'll show this article within the blog. Now anything that we add to the content here will become a new blog article. In this simple section of the tutorials, I'm not going to run you through all of the options available, but I'm just going to show you the basics that you need to get some content published onto the site. So having added the content, what you're going to see over here is the default settings will pretty much carry you through. So it's going to be published, so that means the article can be shown straight away. Your other options are it's unpublished, archived, trashed. Unpublished you would use for a draft article that you're not ready to publish yet. Archived is an article that you've had published that you now want to take down, and trashed is something you want to get rid of. Access levels, again, are a more advanced aspect of Joomla, and for the vast majority of the cases you're just going to be happy selecting public, which is the default setting. In fact, leave all the default settings there. Tags is something you can add. This will help with the search engine optimization. Joomla has some very advanced options for SEO. In the tags, you would just simply add anything that was relevant to the new article. And as I said, that will become a feature that will help the SEO aspects of the new content. The button here, Toggle Editor, will allow you to move between the more user-friendly, what you see is what you get, style of presentation, and then go back to see the actual code, if you're comfortable with HTML code that lays behind that. This can be a very useful feature for editing, as I said, if you're familiar with HTML. To add an image is very, very simple. You can click within the content where you want the image to be. Click on the image button. You'll now be taken to the media directory level, where you can start to look for some images that you can add. There is some sample data in here already which we can have a look at. And you just navigate to wherever the photo is that you want to add in. Once you've done that, scroll down, you'll see some more options here. That's the image URL, which will be picked up automatically by Joomla. You can decide if you want the photo to be aligned in the content. So left alignment here, for example. Add an image description, and you can add a title. You can even add captions, which will format the whole section for you. And you can upload files very easily from your own computer. Once you're ready with everything, insert. the image will appear. We asked it to be aligned left, so the image will float left with all the text showing on the right hand side of the image. You have some other options down here which again are mainly advanced stuff which we will go through in a later tutorial. But just to get your content published, you can use the basic edit facilities up here, which are very similar to using Microsoft Word, for example. And your content is just about ready to go. Click on the Publishing Options tab. This will give you the ability to control some features like, for example, setting a future publishing date for the article. Very simple, just select a date in the future. And if it's an article that's concerning a time-sensitive subject, for example, perhaps an event or a promotion, you can then come down in the Finish Publishing section and pick a date for the article to become archived, unpublished. You can decide here from the list of users who takes responsibility as being the author. And you can even have an author alias and set the creation date if you want that to be shown and displayed. The alias section here, again, is another feature for SEO purposes. This will become the name of the page that's actually shown in the address bar and the URL bar. The Article Options tab, again, will be another tutorial module in its own right. There are an amazing number of options that you can set, and these options can also be set at the global level, at the menu item level, and at the article level. So we'll have a whole section on going through these. Again, you can just accept the default for now, and that will get you published. Configure Edit Screen tab is something you can completely bypass at this stage. It just affects the editing of the article. Metadata options is another section that helps with the search engine optimization of the article. If you're familiar with these items, then you'll know how to use them. If you're not, then simply bypass this tab as well. Joomla has a potentially very complex permission system where we can allow and disallow access to the content depending on the membership level of the visitor. But again, for the vast majority of purposes, we can leave this at default and allow everybody to look at the article, which is normally the main intention. So having checked through everything, and it's as you want it, you now have the option to click Save, which will leave you still in the edit page, but will save the article. Save and Close will save the article and take you back to the article manager. Save and New will save the article and present you with a new clean entry screen for the next article. Or you could cancel any changes that you've made and it will take you back to the article manager. We're going to click Save. And then we can keep the edit screen open if there's any changes that we want to make. We can go across and have a look at the site, click on our blog, and our new article is there. By having the edit screen left open, if we want to make any changes, we can go back in and do that. So it's very easy to work between tabs. One, to view the article as it's seen on the site, and two, to go back and make any edits that we want to. As I said, there are very many options in Joomla for controlling layout, search engine optimization, and other options concerning content, but we'll go through those in future modules.